So my name is Daria Volkova. I'm brand marketer and communication specialist for the Web3, blockchain, and crypto products. And also I'm a manager of marketing teams. And I'm running my own educational project, Blockchain Marketing, where I'm sharing knowledge about trends and prospects of the Web3, blockchain, and crypto industry. And also, I want to say thank you for invitation because it's really interesting experience, as I said. And I think that today we will have great lecture and great conversation if you also will talk something. So I'm start. And first of all, I want to remind you what the difference between Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3, because it's crucial for our understanding of marketing in Web 3. So in Web 1, we had opportunity only for consumption. So traditional media, readers could read and consume some content. So it was like a primitive version of internet. Next stage was, and we already live in this stage, is consumption and creation. At that stage, some social media appeared, for example, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and also such big companies like Google and Amazon appeared. So these companies, they created all this Web2 ecosystem when everyone can consume and create something. I mean content, especially content. And Web3 is the next stage of Web2. So it's logically, and it's not like a revolution of these stages. It's evolution process. And on the internet of Web3, we can consume, create, and own our content and own our rights, and ownership is tokenized, and we can bet on new technology that is more open to the community. And later I will talk more about community and community building. So also I want to share with you some parts of Web3 ecosystem. So I want to share some directions. And first of all, blockchains. So blockchains at the basis of all Web3 projects. Also some different another technologies like AI and IoT, but blockchain is also very important. So I'm sure you know many of them. So I'm sure you know Ethereum, Polygon, BNB Chain, and other blockchains. So they are very important for build all different decentralized projects, like DeFi products, for example, for using in our daily life, in our financial sphere. Also NFT platforms, I'm sure you know, OpenSea, Rarible, and many different NFT platforms, but main OpenSea is, I think, its main platform. Social media, like Blue Sky from ex-Twitter's CEO, Mirror, HackerNoon, and many others social media, and of course metaverse spaces using artificial intelligence, augmented reality, blockchains. So of course, Zeeon metaverse, because we're here today and we can use it. And very popular metaverses like the Sandbox, Decentraland, Upland, and many others. So it's like main directions of Web3 projects. So what the crucial difference between Web 2 and Web 3 marketing? Oh, sorry. Yeah, so if we talk about Web 2 marketing, we can say that the main idea is performance marketing and sales. So in Web 2 marketing is focused on this performance indicators and paid advertising. So such items, such parts of marketing like branding, brand strategy, PR, and creative, they were not so. They had not so many attention, and the first main stage for sales and for this performance marketing strategies. And in Web3 marketing, the main focus on using technologies, as I said on previous slide, like blockchain, AI, IoT. So blockchain makes possible to tokenize assets and place information on the chain, create some digital identity. AI, IoT, they allow brands to be closer to their consumers and adapting to people's lifestyles and becoming like an integral part of them. So, and of course, many Web3 projects, they focused on the B2B audience, and it's their feature. So it's interesting because many developers create products based on blockchains. So it's important to understand that the difference, the main difference in between Web 2 and Web 3 marketing is in using technologies and in approach, in marketing approach. So let's go. What are the main features of Web3 marketing? So first of all, of course, there is less information than in other industries. It's logically, so it's good and bad at once. So you can be the first in your niche, for example, and try something new and be like a pioneer of this direction, for example. So it's very interesting and it's like wild market where you can invent something new. Also, its ideology, mission, and values, they are very important for project promotion. You have to forget about standard lead generation and like pouring of traffic, so it doesn't work, and you should focus on previous point like ideology, mission, and community building. Of course, it's about personal brands of key persons, of stakeholders like CEO, CTO, CEO, doesn't matter. And collaborations, partnerships, and community development of early adopters. It's also very important. Also, in ideology of Web3 marketing, we have like three main points: avoiding discrimination, driving progress, and creating a better future. So avoiding discrimination means that we can break this cycle of discrimination and create more inclusive future for users, and like diversity, to bring diversity and to break these barriers, promoting equality and creating better future for all people. And also I want to add that Web3 has no nationality, so you can use some products, for example, meta spaces, from different countries, and so it's really cool. And this ideology I like in Web3, like in general, not only in marketing, but in general. And the main points, I think, in this field So I can highlight like 6 points in this. So your marketing and your brand marketing strategy, go-to-market strategy, it should have these 6 points, like security. Brand elements must be protected by law, especially if you enter international market. Also, your project and your brand has to be memorable, so you can use some specific colors, name, logo, so all these brand assets. Your marketing and your like brand strategy, go-to-market strategy needs to be meaningfulness, of course, to be scalable for different, for example, directions of your business. Be inclusive and be kind, as I mentioned in previous slide, and to be to be awesome, and to be to make sympathy. So it can be some features, services, sub products can be added, and the branding must support them. So it's a very good, very good point for using in your marketing strategy. And of course, I like this. I like this idea more. So you need to you have to make your brand a love mark for your customers, for your clients, users, and I think it's the main point of your marketing strategy, to make your brand a love mark. It's very important for scalability and for community building. So on this slide, it's very good slide to show all points of successful Web3 strategy. So as I mentioned about community building, so NFTs, so in Web3 it's very popular use case to use NFT, metaverses, of course, and gamification. We have no choice. We need to create some game activities, governance and tokenomics, and combining your Web3 ideas with Web2 and physical world. Sorry, it's crucial because many people has no idea what Web3 is. So it's important to add some physical things in your marketing strategy. I mean, some activities with customers using common things in their everyday life. And of course, to work successfully with brand in Web3, you need to know psychology and know how to build your community, to have strategic thinking and the ability to move from details to big picture. I want to clarify some points I mentioned. So first of all, it's about values and positioning. I believe that genuinely successful projects always based on ideology and understanding of their otherness. And to be an outstanding project, you need to create some unique brand based on this system of values, and these values can be revealed in logo, visual system, external, internal communications, and all words and actions of your company. And I like the brand of Ethereum because it's really cool, and I see how they change their mission, how they change their vision during these 10 years of their development. And in 2013, they said that they are next generation smart contract and decentralized application platform. So very easy, and yeah, it was very easy. And today they changed their mission. They created Ethereum Foundation, huge system, and they say that they're a worldwide system, open source platform to write computer code, and they solving worldwide problems using some cryptographic techniques, blockchain, and others. So you can see that they change their vision, mission, but they still so I mean, not they have their vision and mission, but they can change their format of communication and format of positioning. And I recommend you to check Ethereum Foundation website, because it looks very nice, and I like their branding and brand system, how they use some branding elements, so it's very cool. And on this slide, you can see how major brands use NFTs and how they enter Web3. And you can see that they started their journey in 2020. NBA was the first, but it was like an empty place for entering. And we see that in 2021 and last year, many brands came to Web3. They started their journey in this direction, and I'm sure you know many of these examples. And this you also can see how big brands, really big brands, how they sorry. So you can see that big brands entered Web3, like Salesforce, like Apple, Starbucks, and others. And here, maybe you know this example, how Starbucks, they started their Web3 journey on Polygon technology, and they created Starbucks Odyssey company. It's like loyalty program for their for their employers and for loyal clients, and achieving some points, and you can get some NFTs and use them to get some unique presents, for example, some special blends of coffee, or a trip to a coffee factory or something else. So it's very interesting, and I'm watching this project and like following their development. Also, maybe you know this example, like Louis Vuitton, they created their collection of NFT collection, and now they created advertising campaign with Kusama, with famous artists, and they want to bring these digital items they created in NFT, for NFT. They want to bring it to real life, into reality, and it looks very nice. It looks awesome, because I saw, for example, like this bag on the pictures, and now they want to produce, and I think they're like in process of producing this. So it's very interesting, and how they bring technologies into reality and change their change customer experience. Also, such like more traditional businesses like Salesforce. They also want and joined this Web3 party, and they created a platform for launching brands, for bringing, for helping brands to, for example, create, mint NFTs and use their platform. And on the left side of this slide, you can see some example of their offline activity on some conference. I don't know exactly what it was, which it was the conference, but you can see that even such traditional businesses, they want to join this party. And here on this slide, you can see the difference between marketing strategies, between different businesses. So we can call it Adidas strategy and Gucci strategy. And in the case of Adidas, you can see that they used strategy of Big Bang. So they created more than 20,000 NFT pictures, and they entered the metaverse, but they started to lose their leadership status, and now they try to to become leader again. And the Gucci strategy, it's about iterations, it's about testing, and they executed not very big collection of NFTs, and then they tried. They move with iterations, and they tried to with some different points. And first of all, they entered with Gucci Grails, then partnership with Super Plastic, and then they created their NFTs, and they add some experience, Web3 experience in their everyday life. And in the United States, they started to accept crypto in their shops. So if you are in the United States, you can buy something in Gucci shop and pay by crypto. It's very interesting and very good for mass adoption, and to make this interaction with Web3 and with crypto, to make it easier for clients. So here you can see the comparing of Web3 and the metaverse, and you can see that Web3, it's like a big ecosystem, and metaverse, it's like it's even not a part of this. So it's like they work together, but they can work in different spaces, in different fields. And metaverse consists of immersive technologies, 3D design, and different virtual and physical things. And Web3, it's more about blockchain, it's more about DeFi, DAOs, crypto, and other points of Web3. So it's the difference, and but they work together very good. And here is the metaverse ecosystem, and it's an example of companies using metaverses. So you can see that there are many of them, and we can divide them on games and virtual spaces, developers, publishers, media, communication and computing, AR, VR, social and messaging, e-commerce, crypto and payments, and of course, digital property and NFTs. So you can see the familiar brands, most of them very famous. Such brands like Google, Snapchat, Shopify, Writable, OpenSea, so Decentraland. So we can see that many of them use or trying to use metaverses. And here's the example. It's a new example for me. I don't know if you know that Skoda, they launched their Skoda Verse, and they trying to develop their community in this Skoda Verse. They created some drop of merch, and they created their space, and it's very interesting comparing with, for example, Porsche. This brand launched their NFT collection dedicated to Porsche 911. I'm following this Skoda Verse because it's new, and it's interesting how they will use this instrument to in their marketing strategy. Also, the new one is metaverse by Brothers. This porn production. They create in Joy City, and it looks like Las Vegas or something similar to this. And they say that it will be like city and space for people, for adults, and it's really interesting how they will use this in their strategy. But as you see, I made a screenshot, and they are about launching, so it will be. And also the example of using metaverses and partnerships in this field, Doritos, they launched with Artifact and with the Decentraland. They launched their space in the Decentraland, and I really don't know how they will use this, because they just launched. But it's interesting that such mass market brands they go to metaverse and try to build their spaces there. So it's interesting, and also I will be following. I'm sure that all of you know that virtual fashion, it's one of main directions in metaverses, in AR, VR space, and I like it so much how virtual artists, how they can create some great projects. I found these pictures in Fashion Council Media. I don't remember who created, but I liked them, and I added them to my presentation. So very nice. And it's the example. Maybe you know. I'm sure guys from Ukraine know this face agency, and they create some different products for real estate and metaverse, some virtual avatars, filters for Instagram, Snapchat. So it's very interesting how this immersive technologies, how AR, VR can be used in meta spaces and in marketing, because it's so exciting and looks so sexy, to be honest. So I like this way of using technologies in marketing. And also this one Ukrainian project, Lookers. So they look more traditional, but they also use AI in their product and in their marketing strategy. So they have AI in their product, and they have AI replace technology. They can add something, and it's the product for retailers, for fashion retailers, and it's also very cool example how AI can be implemented in real businesses and create such digital experience for customers. But all these products and all these technologies can be not very familiar for wide audience. The one of main tasks is to educate your community, educate your customers, and it's like it can be a part of your mission, for example. So audience training to attract more developers, more users. So it can be ideal training when you combine some information from your team, for example, like your educational content, like branded content, and adding some content from your community ambassadors who can share information, and these people can be your early adopters and your ambassadors, and can share the information with their friends and moms and sisters, I don't know. So I I'm again can say you about the power of community, and your success in marketing depends on getting people to believe and use your products, and community relations very important. So here I put some examples of social media you can use for your community building, but of course you can use much more. For example, for crypto guys, you can use Discord chats or Reddit, so it's very popular in this field, and of course Twitter and Telegram, so you can use, and also you can use some another social media, new social media, for example, Mastodon or Blue Sky. Also, I'm sure you know about Steemit, Mirror, so many social medias you can use for your Web3 community building and adding in your marketing strategy. So you have to think what audience you need. If you need mass market, of course you have to use some more traditional social media like Twitter or Telegram. But if you want to attract more Web3 guys, you can use Discord, some Mastodon, and other Reddit. So it's very important to find your audience and build your community. And it's like a slide about that customer isn't always right, but the community's consensus likely is. So your go-to-market strategy should include creating the most passionate and diverse community. It's very important. And of course, very good point to develop your relations with the developers. So to build your relations with developers, if you creating some new technologies, for example, and you need to find some guys or girls who will build on your technology, for example, or implement it in their products. And there are many professions around this, so like community manager, community developer manager, or for example, development relations engineer, or something like this. And the main points you have to know that it's about code, because they're engineers, of course. It's about content, so you need to create some interesting and valuable content. And of course, community, including some meetups, offline meetings, online meetings, parties with beer and with barbecue. So people like parties. So you should include all these points in your development relations strategy if you have to build with them your relations. Yes, and as I mentioned, that it's impossible to build your product without relations with developers, and all of course you have to. You have to include events in your marketing strategy. So here you can see the photo where I with representative of Polkadot blockchain and me. So we are at the ZK conference in Berlin, and you have to create or attend or create and attend events also to share first of all to share information about you, your project, your idea, and to find for example to find partners, to find clients, to find new talents to a team. So it's very important, and your events can be offline, online, or together offline and online. So it doesn't matter, but you have to pay attention on this point. It's very important also. And I'm finishing, so I want to say you that it's not necessary to perfectly know all technologies or features, or to be like a techie guy, a techie girl. But you must understand the philosophy. You must use your strengths and explore possibilities to create your brand story, to create your marketing strategy, and you can create, you can share and discover. So it's very hard and simple at once. So here I'm sharing my QR codes for my social media, or you can click on my profile here, and also find some links to my social media and follow me if you want to join my blockchain marketing project.
You recently mentioned building developer communities relationships. Do you have any examples how a small early stage startup can build a relationship with a developer community which is outside of their technology scope, or let's say are not a part of their internal team? Just any suggestions how to approach that?
Okay, thank you for your question. So I have examples how, for example, I mentioned Polkadot project, and it's created by Parity Technologies company, and I know that they have strong development relations, like department, but it's big company. So and many blockchains also have this. Departments or teams dedicated to this topic. But talking about small startups, and I think that you have to use this strategy. I mean, this like to visiting events and to find these guys. So to visit some very niche meetups, because I'm sure that such big events like Web Summit, for example, yes, it's very business oriented, and it's not about it's not about narrow audience. It's not about focusing, for example, on some technologies. So I'm sure that it's important to visit maybe some workshops or meetups on big conferences, or other meetups dedicated to some technologies. And there you can find these guys who create code, who create technology you need. And they're very open for discussing, but of course your idea, your technology, your product has to be interesting for them. And I visited some technical events, I mean very like special events dedicated to some technologies, and this guy, they're very open for discussing, but and for meeting, for working together. But if your technology or if your product is really very interesting for them, so you have to prepare your positioning, prepare your lift. I forgot this, like. Short intro.
Elevator pitch.
Yeah. Elevator pitch. Yes, thank you. Elevator pitch or short intro for them, and to make them interested in your project. It's very important. But I recommend to visit these niche events, so where you can talk personally, you can talk in person with these guys and girls who code.
That's perfect. I'm totally with you there. Thank you. Because I've been to Web Summit, I've been to TechCrunch Disrupt and some other huge conferences, and I'm completely with you that their audience is cool, but very broad. Like you meet people from various industries, from various stages. You don't always know whom you will talk to. And I'm also feeling that rather niche meetups and workshops and maybe even smaller conferences might be a good answer to that. Since we have an audience of people here who are interested in metaverse marketing, could you suggest any conference or meetup to follow, to attend, etc.?
To be honest, I'm not. So I'm focusing on blockchain and crypto conferences. So I'm not sure that I'm good person to recommend some metaverse events. So I'm sure that you can recommend more than me, focusing on metaverses. So I see that I found some example about Saudi Arabia World Metaverse Show, but I'm not sure that I liked their picture. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know really that if they really cool. So I think you can recommend better than me.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I've also haven't been to Saudi Arabia metaverse event. I've seen them on the internet, but really that's the way how they describe themselves always sounds great, but I cannot say what's happening inside. Anyways, thank you for the answer, and thank you for answering and participating.